Welcome back to Video Game News. As always, this is, of course, for August the 17th, 2020, the year of destruction and mayhem. Anywho, first up, of course, we had the big announcement, and over the past about a little over a week now, last week, we had, of course, the release of the most recent character for Soul Calibur 6, that being Setsuka. We also got a new stage added to Soul Calibur 6 with Setsuka. Also, we have new mechanic features coming to be part of the new update and stuff of DLC content. A lot of cool new additions also to character creation mode for new characters, like the ability to customize and create your own Heihachi Mishima, which I've already done. But yeah, we have many different things that's been added. I hope you enjoy Soul Calibur music I chose in the background from Soul Calibur 2. Next up, we have Horizon Zero Dawn arrives on PC now. So PC players can now enjoy Horizon Zero Dawn. Enjoy, PC gamers. It's a very solid, really good game. Speaking of someone who has the game on PS4 myself, it's a really good game. I highly recommend it to anyone. Next, we have a new expansion coming apparently for Doom Eternal, called the Ancient Gods. So that's interesting. So if you have Doom Eternal, you might be interested in this expansion coming. Also, Netflix. New Netflix video game documentary is coming, of course, to Netflix. So, a new video game documentary, there you go. If you, like myself, enjoy documentaries. Unfortunately, I don't have Netflix, so hopefully eventually they do something for Hulu. Also, we have Street Fighter producer, which over this past week, this was pretty big news in the fighting game community. Ono has walked out, quit Capcom. In case you don't know who Ono is, Ono was the head honcho over the fighting game division at Capcom for a little over a decade. He was more or less in charge. He was the one responsible for the rejuvenation of the Street Fighter series. He is the one responsible for Street Fighter 4. Now, a lot of people attack and bash him on stuff because there's a lot of people that don't like Street Fighter 5, though I feel Street Fighter 5 has improved dramatically from what it was at first. And I'm one of the defenders of Marvel Infinite, which Ono was also in charge of. I get where some people come from, but I will continuously defend Marvel Infinite for its incredible rollback netcode. See, that's the thing. That is where the game succeeded, was its online play. But yeah, still, this is pretty big news, seeing Ono leave Capcom. And given he has friends at Eureka and other places, and SNK, it'd be interesting to see Ono maybe go to another fighting game company. Because, I mean, he has the knowledge and stuff from working on different titles. He was also involved in the creation of Street Fighter Cross Tekken, which I think is an underrated game, personally. But with that said, I'll also quickly mention from Limited Run Games right now. Recently released, where you can purchase on there, Sonic Adventures 1 and Sonic Adventures 2 soundtracks. Why, though, is it on Limited Run? Because these are vinyls of Sonic Adventures 1 and Sonic Adventures 2 soundtracks. You can get them now on record, on vinyl. For Limited Run, it will only be available for another couple of weeks, If you are curious, be warned, it is going to be expensive, but vinyls have never been cheap. The vinyls have really made a major comeback in the last few years, which is cool. If you are interested in getting it from limited run games, this small limited batch of vinyls is going to set you back $42.99 for each vinyl, for each Sonic Adventure game. Though, to be fair, the Sonic Adventure game has great music, and that is kind of cool. The ability to listen to video game music on vinyl is definitely cool. But I only recommend it, really, obviously, at the price tag and stuff, for collectors, especially people who love Sonic. Also, we have the announcement, Ed Boon has been confirmed for the DC Fandom event. So I'll be curious to see why Ed Boon is coming to the DC event. Maybe they're gonna announce possibly a Injustice 3 game. That would be awesome. Also, speaking of, I'll be mentioning some else in a minute. Also, Animal Crossing New Horizon is currently now officially the second best-selling video game of all time in Japan. Kind of crazy. New Horizon has done really good in sales. But yeah, it's now the second best-selling game of all time in Japan. Also, AT&T looks to have changed their mind on selling its game studios. It looks like now AT&T, Time Warner has now looked about changing their mind. It looks like they're going to keep NetherRealm and everything, which all I can say is thank you. That means at least Activision, Blizzard, or Electronic Arts can't get their hands on Mortal Kombat. Or the Batman series of Arkham games. That's good news, in my book. Also, Suicide Squad next game. Yeah, there's apparently a Suicide Squad game in the works, and they said it's going to be done by Rocksteady Studios. I don't have too much knowledge on Rocksteady, so I couldn't give an opinion one way or the other on that announcement, but it's kind of cool that there's a Suicide Squad game in the works. Next, also, we have Twitch Prime is now renamed itself from Twitch Prime to Prime Gaming. So, okay. Also, eShop has a few decent deals going on right now, quickly mention. The base game of Blaze Blue Cross Tag Battle is currently on sale on Nintendo eShop for $4.80. So, if you have a Switch, and you've been curious about Blaze Blue Cross Tag Battle, heck, you can get the base game for under $5. I recommend it. Also, Mortal Kombat 11 is currently on sale on the eShop for $19.99. You have Doom 64 is on sale for $2.49. You have Doom 3 is on sale for $4.99. You also have Moto Rush GT is on an indie game, is on sale for 99 cents. So there's something to look at for $1. Pokken DX is on sale for $41.99. Kill la Kill, which is based on, of course, anime with the same name, it's on sale for $10. Cat Quest is on sale, which is an interesting looking indie game. Cat Quest is on sale for $2.59. Check it out. If you like cats, it's definitely a recommended pickup. Also, we have For the King, which is a great RPG indie game. I highly recommend. And I think it's worth the price. $12.49, more than worth it. It's a really good game. If you enjoy good, old style, like turn-based combat games, you'll definitely enjoy this. Also, you have Spirit of the North is on sale, which is, of course, a game I've already done a review of, as well as a playthrough of. So if you're curious about gameplay or anything of Spirit of the North, check it out. But I recommend the game. It's really fun. It's an interesting game, and I've always had a thing for foxes. I've always liked foxes. So yeah, and that's cool. But yeah, Spirit North is a great indie platformer game in my opinion, with of course elements of puzzles. Right now it's on sale for $17.49. Normally it's $24.99, so that's not bad. Also, you have the first Guilty Gear game is now available on the Switch. It's on sale for $6.99. So if you want to get the classic Guilty Gear from PS1, here's a chance to get it for $6.99. And I think it's more than worth that. Also, She Sees Red, an indie game, on sale for $2.99. You have Plague Road, which is an interesting looking indie game. It's on sale for $1.99. If you're interested in any of these, just type them and look them up here on YouTube. Shape of the World, which is a great indie game I actually have done a playthrough of. So if you're curious, it's really good. I love the colors, the art. I just enjoy those art, very much indie artsy type experiences like Journey and many others. But it's good. It's on sale for $4.49. Next, you have a really good indie game I highly recommend. Um, it's on sale for $1.99. This was actually the very first game, at least physical, was the very first game ever done by Limited Run Games. Um, it's called Saturday Morning RPG. I highly recommend it. Heck, I picked it up. I mean, for $1.99, more than worth it. It's a really fun game, in my opinion. You can tell it was really influenced by like 1980s style cartoons from Saturday mornings, which is why it's called Saturday Morning RPG. Makes sense. You have Killer Queen Black, which is a great game. I actually got the game. Of course, physical, paid a little more, but I'm fine with that because I like physical media. But if you're curious, it's a great indie platformer game. It's a lot of fun. It does have some difficulty, that's for sure, like many indie platformers. But still, it's good. It has great game mechanics. I recommend it highly. It's on sale for $13.99. You also have Samurai Showdown 2 Pocket, which was a Samurai Showdown game originally released exclusively to the Neo Geo Pocket Color. This is a great classic Samurai Showdown game I highly recommend, and it's on sale for $7.99. Oh, sorry, it's not on sale. That's the actual regular price. So, Sam Show 2 Pocket Edition. You also have another great game I highly recommend. Another Neo Geo Pocket Color game that now has a release on eShop, and that is King of Fighters R2 Pocket for also $7.99. Both games, I'll admit, I'm pretty tempted about picking up both games myself. $7.99 each seems more than worth it, especially if you want to experience some great games that were originally exclusives to the Neo Geo Pocket Color. Couple more things we have here. Quickly, Animal Crossing New Horizon has passed 22 million copies sold, which is insane given it's only been out for several months and it's already sold 22 million, making it one of the top 10 best-selling games on the Nintendo Switch already, which is insane. Also, it was estimated by Gaming News, by different stories. This was mentioned on Polygon as well as on GameSpot and other sites as well. Estimated now to be 3 billion people worldwide now playing video games. That's awesome. That's hard to believe. 3 billion gamers now worldwide. And the last story, the biggest and most controversial story, save for last, of course, for the week. This only came up to my attention about 2 days ago. Big news announced by that Apple and Google have dropped the Fortnite from their prospective app stores, and apparently also now Epic, which of course made Fortnite, is now filed a lawsuit against Apple. I don't know if they filed a lawsuit yet against Google, but they have already filed a lawsuit, antitrust lawsuit against Apple. Mainly because the main reason why this has happened is because in the situation, Apple dropped them because they went against their terms of service. Same thing with the Google Play Store. Basically, they ended up designing a thing so you could do like in-app, like purchases of their game currency and stuff, and that goes against their terms of service and stuff, the way everything works with apps in those app stores. To be fair, though, I kind of side somewhat with Epic on this over Google and Apple. To be fair, Apple is already gone blasted because of refusing to work with Microsoft on the xCloud. xCloud has been banned from Apple. Apple has always had, though, a record of wanting to manipulate and control everything. See, one of the big things, Epic is not a big fan of the fact that in order for an app to be on the App Store, whatever it's called, don't care, don't like Apple personally, so I admit I have a bias in this argument. Never liked Apple as a company in general, their business practices. Google, I'm not the biggest fan of, but I will admit I use Google products, Android phones, and everything. So, but with that said, yeah, I understand where Epic's coming from. I mean, Epic hates the fact that, like, in order to do in-app purchases and stuff, or rather purchases through the marketplaces, they get a 30% cut of anything that's bought on the app stores. That is what Apple and Google get. It's a 30% cut. I think that's insanely over percentage-wise of a cut, because the fact is the same thing for Valve. Valve is get a 30% cut. Epic Store, the Epic Game Store, they only get a 12% cut versus the 30% of Valve. So yeah, I'll admit I tend to agree more so with Epic, though when it comes down to it, Epic, it's more about them saving and making millions and millions more for themselves. Roy, at the end of the day, it's $1 billion company versus $1 trillion company. It's just super wealthy, powerful companies going at it to see who gets the bigger piece of the pie at the end of the day. It's about money. That's what it's really about. It's not, regardless of what Epic may say, that it's about standing up for players. I do agree that I like their model, the fact that 12% cut, the company gets rather than a 30% cut, and I get where they're coming from. But honestly, at the end of the day, even though I agree with Epic on some of these things, definitely, Apple and Google aren't going to change their business practices just because of losing Fortnite. They're not going to care because they're trillion-dollar companies. They don't give a crap, let's be honest. They don't care about people complaining. If Apple actually cared about people's opinions, they would have changed their attitude and business model years ago. But that's not who Apple is as a company. They're nothing but greedy, overpaid corporate elitists. That's what they are. I don't want to get into political or business opinions overall. Try to stay out of politics on my YouTube channel, but stuff like this really annoys me, and I get where people like Jim Sterling are of the Jimquisition are coming from on these issues, and I tend to agree with Jim on a lot of this. So if you want to know my overall opinion, I disagree with Jim on a few things, but I definitely agree with him overall. So if you want to know my opinion, just check out his video on it, since I don't really like getting into politics on my videos. So with that said, that's it for gaming news for August the 17th of the bonkers year that is 2020. Everyone stay safe out there, everyone. And I'll see you all next time. Same YouTube time, same YouTube channel.